What's going on out in the world? Well, we have here Nephi, the prophet Nephi, and he makes a statement about modern America. See, we are the Gentiles. When you're reading the Book of Mormon, and whenever it's talking about the Gentiles, that is US of A. And the Gentiles are lifted up in the pride of their eyes. There are also secret combinations, even as in times of old, according to the combinations of the devil. For he is the founder of all such things. We live in the day of the secret combinations. In the Book of Mormon, there's about 18 times that they warn us about the secret combinations that would be alive and doing well in our day. Now, do you know who the secret combinations are? Probably not. Why? Because they're secret. And if you don't make a study of it, you are not going to find out who they are and how they function. But let me introduce you to a few studies, to a few books that will bring you up to par on who these powers are. This is a book written by Jack Monet called Awakening to Our Awful Situation. That book describes the secret combinations in pretty good detail. Now here's another one I like very well, Hiding in Plain Sight, and by Ken Bauer. And this very well explains the secret combinations of our day, who they are, how they function. And then we have a book like Global Tyranny, Step by Step, the United Nations and the Merging New World Order. Now, I think the New World Order is Satan's kingdom. This is the great abominable church of the devil. Lucifer has told us in sacred places that he will take the treasures of the earth and have his way. This particular picture is a cartoon that was published in the late 1800s. And there's an interesting thing was going on in the government. We had a problem in our government at that time. This cartoon expresses it. Actually, the government, Congress, had a surplus of money. And this cartoon shows a dragon, which is really an excess surplus money bag, and the congressmen are running away from it. Well, they're going to figure out a way to take care of that, and we've done that very well. Money is the trap. Money is the trap. That is the tool of Lucifer in our day that fires the secret combinations and leads us into the problems that we get into. We have a picture here. We're calling this container the American economy, and the container is half full of water. Now, a balanced economy is to keep this container half full of water, and coming in from the top we have a little faucet that's putting a drop of water in. Now, when money comes in from the Federal Reserve, a number of years later there's another faucet coming out from the bottom of it, and 3 drops go back to the Federal Reserve with principal and interest. Now, to keep the level equal at the middle of the pot, you've got to put 3 drops in. Now, a few years later, 9 drops fall out. Now, to keep it level, you put 9 drops in, and then 27 drops fall out. Do you see what's going on here? There's a greater need for money as you're paying the usury on the money that you're paying to pay them usury on the money you're paying. Here's another example, so that we understand the gravity of the situation in which we live. We're going to say that the entire economy of America, all of the money in the United States, is represented by this $1 bill. And we're going to say that the interest charged by the Federal Reserve is 5%. It's really not. It's only 3. Every year, the Federal Reserve receives 3 pennies from every dollar that's in circulation in America. Well, let's say it's 5, just for talking. If the economy is $1, at the end of the year, we owe a nickel to the Federal Reserve. So we tear a nickel off from this dollar, and that leaves us with 95 cents. Then you go another year, and you owe another nickel. You take a nickel off, and now you're sitting on 90 cents. A year later, you tear a nickel off and you're sitting on 85 cents. What's going on here? The purchase power of your dollar is diminishing as a direct proportion to the usury that's charged to keep the money in circulation. Expanding that concept on what's happening to the dollar, in this case we have a microeconomy of $1,000. Now we have $1,000, and this time we're just for talking purposes. We're going to have a 10% interest on that money. So we borrow $1,000 at 10%, and in 1 year, instead of taking $100 out, leaving you with only $900, we borrow another $100 to pay the interest on the first $1,000. Now the debt is $1,100. Now the next year, you borrow $110 in order to pay the interest. And now we have a total debt of $1,210. Now if we do this every year for 70 years, we borrow the interest to pay the interest on the money that we borrowed. After 70 years, we've created an economy of $1,000 with a debt obligation against it of $789,921. Now this is what happens when we have the exponential growth of debt based on usury.